Coming with me today, we've got a Ford Cougar which has got some DPF issues. First thing I've done is a full body scan, and one fault code that we have got is ambient air temperature sensor range performance error. That's probably going to cause something along the route. If we go down to PCM, and we've got particulate filter, pressure sensor A circuit erratic, soot accumulation, vehicle's incorrect for filter regeneration, and soot accumulation again. Now the first thing I'm going to be checking is the ambient temperature, which will be on the instrument cluster itself, and as you can see it is reading 18 degrees, so that to me is working as it should do. Now I've had to think back to this vehicle now. Not long ago, probably a couple of months ago, the body control module, which is in the passenger footwell, had been kicked and one of the plugs had come undone, so I'm hoping that that ambient air temperature fault is going to be because of that. Now I've cleared that ambient air temperature fault and it stayed cleared, and we've jumped round now to the PCM and we've jumped into live data, and as you can see the pressure on the particulate filter is 130 HPA, which is 130 millibars for those that don't know, and the car's not even running, so let's have a little look. Now what we're going to do, we're going to jump round to the DPF pressure sensor, which is located at the side of the battery, and we're going to just remove it from the two pipes, and we're going to check live data again, and we've got 100 HPA. Now if we just disconnect it, I can't do it one-handed, hang on. Now we've disconnected the DPF pressure sensor, and as you can see it's jumped up to 810 HPA. Now that is working, but I don't think it's working correctly. Let's connect our manometer up and see what's going on. Now we've connected it up. Now it's always going to be the fattest tube, which is at the back of these, and that is the pressure that you'll need to be reading before the DPF. Let's give it a big start. Now with the vehicle running and we've got the manometer connected up, we're ticking over somewhere about 4 to about 7 millibars, which is probably normally just about right for one of these. Now we've got the vehicle in the air, probably one of the first things you want to be checking really is put your finger in the exhaust tips, make sure it's not black or it's not sooty, because if it is sooty that means that your DPF's probably going to be cracked. Now to me, I'm a little bit of a detective when it comes to stuff like this. Now I don't know whether you'll be able to see it, but this DPF itself has been spray painted silver at some point, and them bolts, them nuts, ain't factory. So I'm thinking that this DPF's been cleaned. Oh, you can see there what a little tag's been. Right, let's jump round to the vaporizer, and while we've got it in the air, we're just going to give it a check with a little vacuum pump. Now to check the vaporizers, you need to pull the fuel line off. Now long pair of long pair of pliers, and squeeze them up there, and you should be able to pull the little rubber pipe off. I don't know whether you're going to be able to see it, and it just fits on that little intake there. And once you've got that off, we can connect our little vacuum pump. Now once you've got it connected, what you're going to be doing is just pulling a little vacuum on it. Now if the needle goes up and it stays there, that vaporizer is going to be blocked. You'll either need to replace it or take it off and get it cleaned. Anyway, let's give it a good pumperooning, and that is good signs of a good vaporizer. Now I've finished with this car on the ramp. What I needed to do, we're going to get it off the ramp, and I have also got another car which is ready to go on. Just as the car that I put on for repair, the new DPF pressure sensor has turned up, so let's grab the scanner, let's go outside and get it fitted. Now we've got the new DPF pressure sensor fitted in, we can just plug it in and jump in the car. Now we're in the vehicle, we're going to jump round to PCM again, jump into special functions, power constrained service functions, reset the particulate pressure sensor learn values. And also we are going to be resetting the diesel particulate learn values as well, because we know that is clean because we've checked it with the manometer. Turn the ignition off in a second. Procedure successful. Now we're going to read the fault codes. As you can see, they have now turned to a memory. We're going to clear the fault codes and give the vehicle a big start. Now if we move around to data stream, we go down to differential pressure on the particulate filter, okay, and we're going to change that down to HPA because we're more familiar with that one. And as you can see, put it in a graph now. I don't know why all these Fords and the Cougars, they always tend to, I don't know why, they're a bit weird because they're always at 0 at tick over. I don't know why. And if we give it a rev now, we can quite clearly see that that DPF pressure sensor is working as it should. Now I've been for a test drive and I have recorded some data to show you to make sure that everything is working correctly. And as you can see, we've got the orange here, which is the engine RPM, the purple, which is the vehicle speed, and the blue line is the DPF pressure. As you can see, as we're driving along now, everything is rising and falling as it should. And for anybody that is going to ask what mileage this car's on, it's done 68,000 miles. And that is a successful diagnosis and repair of a DPF fault on a Ford Cougar. Anyway, let's get it sent.